a follow-up phase of our, we submitted, I said 200 job applications. We actually have about 80 we have to submit to get it to 200. 200 is my goal, but I submitted 200 job applications. We're in the follow-up phase. Like I said, the first batch was 88. This was a night, I came here and we're on the plane. I submitted 88 job applications, and we're down in Tijuana. We're finishing up the 88. So again, I need other people doing this for me for reasons we're going to get to in another video. We submitted those job applications, and now for those, we're going to submit new ones, because if you suck at life and everything, you have to submit 200 job applications. We actually are in what we call a follow-up phase of it. So sometimes you're getting a few hits here and there. People want more information. And the problem it creates is I'm on a trolley, I'm out and about, because I can't be around those poor people. They just have poor energy, and right now it's just the truth. It's a good thing I can get out. I made a really smart decision when I got here in San Diego. I said we're going to buy a trolley pass. This costs about $80, a little less than $80, a little cheaper than Honolulu. We're going to have a Metropolitan Transit System pass for any of the trolley rides, any of the buses, and so that's great. But it's one of these what I call full disabled weekends. But I can't be fully disabled, so we have to get a job. We have to get one immediately. And in fact, we're just going to talk about it in this video, and we'll get into that, why I have to do it like a Mexican. And we're going to have to talk about why everything we're taught by these job interview experts, these job interview coaches, is completely delusional, and that in actuality, maybe just at this level, but I think even at the higher levels, the actual templates of scrutiny that the recruiters and the employers are using are something completely different, and they've got their own little tricks they use, and by and large, they're standard, but they're not taught in colleges. They're not taught at the job centers where you go and get, career education. They are disconnected. They're completely disconnected. They learn stuff from, career and technical education guides that the actual recruiters and actual employers have found a way to get out ahead of. And their templates for what they're looking for are completely different. And in fact, it goes against what the experts are teaching us. But I'm in that follow-up phase, and so the first thing we're going to talk about is that when I have to open up a laptop computer, because of my weird cognition, and a psychologist would say, okay, you have complete schizophrenia and you have to take medication. No, like I was getting to about the point with what work does when I'm actually contributing above a certain line where it's economic value and I make money, my face looks like this. When I am on YouTube and doing my vlogging, my face looks like this, and this is what I look like. So we've got these kids here having fun here, but when I'm on vlogging, what happens is, for some reason, I enter this completely entrained state where, yes, I'm a little slower, I'm different. But when I'm contributing things of actual value to society, and that's what it takes to make money, it's a weird thing. He needs SSI. But in any event, this is what my face looks like when I'm doing my janitorial work. This is what my face looks like in an office when I'm sitting in front of a computer doing a spreadsheet for someone else. What I'd rather other people do for me. If I'm a secretary, by the way, we talked about the other problems of having a job in an office, which is I always smell like piss because of what Abilify did to my, we talked about it in another video. Like I said, my works are like Plato. You have to, in order to understand any of my videos, you have to watch them all, just like you have to read my books, kind of like L. Ron Hubbard. Read a book by L. Ron Hubbard. He was right about so much, including with the problems with psychiatry. Never let your children get touched by psychiatry, because it's what it did to me. We're meant for more, and in order to make us slave, society says, especially in high-priced metropolitan regions, society says, okay, we are going to drug this person because he's meant to be Donald Trump, and we can't let other people break away. And it turns out all of the DSM, when they talk about, this is socially appropriate, or according to a culture, one of the things that psychologists are taking for granted when they're diagnosing someone with anything is that it's not okay to be Donald Trump, unless you're Donald Trump. And so therefore they're in bed with Donald Trump, maybe be raped by them because they should have more money in investment property too, but whatever. I don't have time to argue against people that I need to keep away from me. These people need to be TPO. These people, people TPO me. I said, well, we got to keep psychiatrists, we got to keep psychologists away from me at all costs, because these are people that are going to say, well, you need SSI and you need psychiatric drugs, because that's nuts to say that when you open up a laptop computer, your entire body, much to say, well, by the way, they've done studies into when people drive a car, that the reason why we have road rage is because that car becomes a part of you. And when someone cuts you off on the road, it's almost like someone has physically assaulted you, because your car and your control over it by way of your steering wheel becomes an extension of yourself. Now, similarly, when I'm looking at a laptop computer, so I just got an email, and the email said, and so we got people trying to communicate between trains here, but I just got an email, and the email said, okay, there's this company that wants more information from you. So I have to log in on Indeed.com and submit additional information. And I'm on this trolley. I have to now open up this computer, and then I have to get my head entrained in it. Now, when you're on a trolley or when you're in public, what ends up happening is, like much like with this, you have to be responsive. You have to be, but it takes me, because you could get assaulted. You could have your laptop stolen from you, snatched right out of your lap, because of the fact your head is entrained in the laptop. You have to be on your game, and I can't juggle that. I can't juggle use your cell phone at work. If I'm customer service, I'm only dealing with what the company gives me. I'm not going to be juggling my own personal cell phone, my own personal computer. Some people can do that. I'm not going to be juggling office place romance. Some people can do that. Maybe it's a test of IQ, just like I was talking about with people that can do that. Crucifix, testicles, wallet to watch. When they because they see out the corner of their eye in like a Catholic church or a Catholic function, and they can do that. But I can't juggle that. I follow the procedures. Maybe it's because I'm retarded. It's probably because I'm retarded. But I have to make money. SSI will not be enough for me. I've talked about the reasons why. If we get hooked up with that, they then have, maybe I'm wrong, attorneys, if there's attorneys out there, tell me, hit me up, tell me that the government, as I understand it, but I'm not a lawyer, they can now, if I take title to property, which is what I'm trying to do, is get the people in Carlsbad, get the people in Encinitas, and say, look, I should have been married to your daughter. Give me marriage to your daughter. Give me the house. Give me your house. So if I can't marry your daughter because someone in the Marine Corps took your daughter, just like the Marine Corps takes every woman I like, so then you know what? Then give me your house. And if he's got a couple of houses, there's some people with a couple of houses, then he's going to give me one of his houses because I've got a damn good argument at the guy's doorstep. And then the government's going to take it from me because I've got SSI. So you got to be on your game. And what happens is when I open up my laptop computer, I get fully entrained in it. And in addition to the safety problems that it causes, it's just, I need people doing this for me. So that brings me to my next point, which is that I have to do it like a full Mexican, because I've been noticing, for instance, I'm going to talk a little bit about my interview with Metropolitan Transit System, and that didn't pan out because they want me to have a California driver's license. I can't do that yet. I need to get one, especially when I'm doing stringer photography, chasing cops in LA. I need to get a California driver's license, probably why they won't be a driver's license, but okay, either way we need one. It's clear, it helps for a lot of things. I can drive a truck that says MTS on it, or I work for Caltrans. I can drive a truck that says Caltrans on it, to do road repair and all that kind of stuff, and go, talk to these people that are doing road repair and audit their work and put stuff on a clipboard. Like someone like me is hooked up to put a hard hat on Caltrans. These people are working. I can drive a truck all the way up from LA that says Caltrans on it, up the I-15 into Baker and then into Shoshone, and then I can go into Pahrump. I see them doing this all the time in Pahrump. These people come out of LA to oversee work on the Brown Highway that becomes the 372 into Pahrump. Anyway, and then, well, what are you going to do now? So it's going to take 4 hours to drive back. This is the crap the government pays you to do. So, okay, I'll take some of it. I'll take a little off the top. But the problem with MTS is they wanted me to have a driver's license. Didn't have one. There is, however, and of all places, a very sacred place to me in my story, as you all know. If you read Come Back of the Century, my memoir, when I was, on an airplane approaching San Diego, not too long ago, last year, and we flew in. Indeed, out the left window was National City, and I said I was afraid I'd cry when I saw National City, but it's based in National City, and I have to go there physically and give them which I did. I printed it out at the Central Library downtown, and so this is the contractor that MTS. I see these people cleaning the trolley, just like I did in Honolulu. They're cleaning the trolley, and they've got their orange vests on. I was talking to some of them, but my suspicion is, and this goes to what I was saying about everything we're taught about job interview being wrong at every level, especially at this level, is if you are someone that's applying on a computer, it's over. You have to go into the office in National City, and you have to be a Mexican, and you have to be someone that, even if you do speak English, you can't be too eloquent. You can't be going in there in a suit. Everything we're taught, always wear the blazer. It's wrong. Something is wrong with that guy if he's wearing a suit. Even this collared shirt, I need to be in a t-shirt. I need to be in workman-like jeans. And when I say workman-like, I mean jeans that aren't clean. That if you go in there in a dirty t-shirt because you were doing a painter side job and you've got jeans with some paint on it and some mud and some dirt, they're more likely to hire you to clean the trolleys. And here, the work is more just, they give you this, it's this stick, they've had these for a while, and you can activate it like you would, do a pressure washer, and it activates this claw. And so really, it's just picking up trash off the train and putting it in a bag, but they'll pay me $17 an hour thereabout for it. Or 15, I don't know. Money's money. But if I go in there in a blazer like I want to, we're screwed. And in fact, I think for many jobs, if you apply on a computer, you're blacklisted for life.